Hi, today's topic is what is a side channel? So side channel attacks are really tricky, and so understanding what a side channel is really important so that you can work out how to protect it. So let's start off with an example from the real world. And let's say that you are, for whatever reason, sending troops to a port to get on boats to attack another country. Don't do this, but let's just use it as an example. And you want to make sure that any spies from the enemy who happen to be in your country can't work out what's going on. So you're very careful, and you do things like make sure they travel in civilian clothes, not in uniform. You don't run extra chains, those sorts of things. But let's say you also need to send them orders, and you send them via the mail, the postal service. Well, if you have a spy in the postal service, they can spot those extra sets of letters going through the post office, or maybe the extra vans that are, or lorries or cars that are transporting those, and work out that something's going on. And that is an example of a side channel attack. You don't have access to the exact main channel of information, but you're being able to get information from the side, as it were. So there's a number of examples in this in cybersecurity, and one that is most stressful or most difficult in many situations to deal with is when you're doing things like generating cryptographic keys. Now, generating cryptographic keys is a really important thing to keep as secure as possible. So you don't want information leaking to a third party about what that key is and how it's generated. It turns out that when you're generating a key, you do it in a CPU. You do pretty much everything else in a CPU or GPU, whatever it may be, but in a chip. And although that chip keeps the information within itself, it turns out that if you, or an attacker, shall we say, can work out exactly how much power that chip is using within really, really tiny sort of micro voltage and microamp tolerances, it can be possible for an attacker to work out enough information about that key to be able to attack it, because the ones and zeros, as they're generated, create different voltages or different power input outputs. And this means that there is a possible side channel to get information about that key. That's not the only type of side channel. Network transmission goes across wires, across routers, and sometimes those routers, or sometimes the network card itself, will have a flashing little light, an LED, and that can be enough information, leak enough information to provide a side channel from which you can get information. So that is a side channel, and working out how to avoid side channel attacks is something that's actually very, very tricky. So I'm going to do some more videos about other types of channels, covert channels as well. So please keep an eye out. And if this has been useful, please subscribe to the channel and get in touch. Ask me if there's any questions of topics you'd like me to explain around cybersecurity, and I'll do my best. Thanks a lot.